Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Right now at 10, preparing for the worst. The entire state of Florida is in a state of emergency as Tropical Storm Ian inches closer. Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Emily Haugen. We begin first with breaking news. La Crosse fire crews responded to a house fire on the north side around 7 this evening. La Crosse Fire confirmed to us over the phone that the fire occurred on the 220 block of Loomis Street. First responders have since wrapped up their work. We are now awaiting a release. News 8 Now will have more information to you as that becomes available. And President Biden and Governor Ron DeSantis have both declared a state of emergency in Florida ahead of a likely strike by Tropical Storm Ian. The storm is expected to explode in strength today and quickly become a major hurricane. Christian Benavides has the latest from Miami.
Floridians are filling sandbags, waiting in long lines for gas, and emptying grocery store shelves in preparation for Tropical Storm Ian.
Keep the water out of your place if it actually gets to that point. Better safe than sorry, bro.
All 67 counties in Florida are under a state of emergency as the National Hurricane Center keeps a close eye on the storm's projected track, which could change in the coming days.
From the Tampa Bay area all the way up to Escambia County along Florida's Gulf Coast, you could potentially see it make landfall in any of those places as of right now.
Ian is first expected to skirt past the Cayman Islands, and emergency officials are preparing for hurricane conditions.
We must prepare for the worst and absolutely pray and hope for the best.
Tropical storm conditions are already hitting western Cuba, and the area is expected to feel the full brunt of the storm early Tuesday. Then Ian's next stop, Florida.
It's going to be pretty broad impacts throughout the state. You're going to have wind, you're going to have water. There could be flooding on the east coast of Florida as a result of this. It's a big storm.
Ian's expected to make landfall by midweek. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
President Biden has canceled his Florida DNC appearance on Tuesday due to the storm, and the state has called up 2,500 National Guard members to assist.
This is the latest on Tropical Storm Ian. As of the top of the hour, let's go ahead and hit the graphics. We now have winds at 65 miles per hour. This is moving northwest at 13 miles per hour. Locations 140 miles south of Grand Cayman. Now, as we take a look here at the storm track, you can see as we go into Monday morning, it goes into a Category 1 status. By Monday night, we hit Category 2. By Tuesday morning, Category 3 with winds about 115 miles per hour. Then, as of right now, it hits Florida as a Category 3. This is some new information that's just coming in. I want to go back a little bit. You can see right there Wednesday morning, Cat 4. Okay, so we go now again to Cat 3, and then it hits Florida as a Cat 1. As for today across the Coulee region, we had temperatures in the 60s and 70s. 73 was the high in La Crosse, 68 Viroqua, 69 Preston. Decorah made it to 68. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 50s and 60s, making for a gorgeous fall evening across the Coulee region. Now, Emily, coming up in the First Alert forecast, we're going to talk about temperatures staying below normal, and I will have a sneak peek of the Oktoberfest weekend forecast, so you do not want to miss that.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
La Crosse's Oktoberfest is just a few days away, and 2 area residents are already starting off the week on a high note. After just 6 clues, the lucky hunters, Kevin Jefferson and Hannah Bauer, found this year's medallion Saturday morning near Grandad Bluff. The couple takes home a $500 cash prize, Oktoberfest buttons, a mini replica of the medallion, and an Oktoberfest stein. They say this was their first year actively looking for it, and the 4th and 5th clues helped them zero in on the bluff.
It was hard. It was hidden, off the trail and in the kind of the V of a tree, and just like I said, got lucky.
Oktoberfest kicks off on Thursday with a craft beer night and the torchlight parade. And a tradition honoring one of Wisconsin's most important products is celebrating 49 years this weekend. The Warren's Cranberry Festival wrapped up its weekend of fun this afternoon with a parade through town. This is the state's largest cranberry festival. Every year, more than 120,000 people come from all over the world to take in the displays. Festival organizers say future first-timers should be ready for a great time.
We've got places to sit and places to just kind of hang out with your family and have a bite to eat and see what's going on. Next year, like I say, is our 50th, so it's going to be a big bash.
The festival includes Cranberry Marsh tours, a farmer's market, food booths, and plenty of options for shopping. CranFest brings in more than $4 million to Monroe County each year. And beginning tomorrow, a heads up for visitors to West Salem's Veterans Memorial Park. You may have to dodge some construction. The highway commissioner says the work on the roadway starts tomorrow and is expected to last 4 to 6 weeks. The park won't be shut down at any point during the work, but there will be sections closed to car traffic between 6 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, Mondays through Thursdays. Those hours could change. If you have any questions, we'll post the contact information for the highway commissioner at news8000.com. And out in New York today, men and women in firefighter gear are honoring the first responders who gave their lives on September 11th. The annual New York Tunnel to Towers 5K and Walk is a yearly fundraiser that retraces the route of off-duty firefighter Stephen Siller, who ran through a blocked-off Brooklyn Battery tunnel to the Twin Towers, where he was killed. First responders who walked say coming out of the tunnel is a feeling that's hard to describe.
That emotional moment of realizing the faces of people that went into the towers just to never come out. I explained to my oldest son, he's up here with me, coming out of that tunnel is it's inspirational and it brings it home real quick.
The annual event raises money to help families who lost loved ones in line of duty. And check this out up in Wausau. When you think of Star Wars, it's hard to not imagine the epic lightsaber fights we've seen on the big screen. But thanks to Blade-toberfest, it gives people a unique opportunity to fight with lightsabers in real life.
Great way to live out your nerd fantasies of sword fighting, lightsabers, and it's kind of your competitive side too if you want to take it that way. But you really don't have to. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of good people.
The tournament has been in Wausau. It has also taken place in Minnesota and Florida, and there's a national tournament in Las Vegas. So regardless of skill level, the tournament's primary goal is to unite fans together, better one another, and practice their passions. Lots of fun. Coming up on News 8 Now at 10, giving back in more ways than one. A ranch in South Dakota is helping at-risk boys and bringing produce to its community. More on that coming up. But first, hitting the campaign trail. As the midterm elections approach, Wisconsin's candidates for governor and U.S. Senate are pushing their messages out and pushing against some advertisements. Stay with us. That's up next.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
All I wanted to do was help out a friend. It was supposed to be just a couple of hours. It turned out to be multiple days.
There is just so much junk.
I asked him why didn't he hire some professional movers, and he said he couldn't afford it. Guess you never heard of Dan the Moving Man.
Don't traumatize your friends. Call Dan the Moving Man. We'll make your move as easy as possible. Dan the Moving Man is now serving La Crosse and surrounding areas. Schedule your move now and receive free moving boxes.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
The November midterms are just weeks away, and candidates in Wisconsin are intensifying efforts to get their messages to voters. This weekend, candidates for governor and U.S. Senate held campaign stops. And as Frank Healy reports from Milwaukee, some candidates spent significant time addressing campaign ads.
In the morning, Democrats met in Milwaukee at the Washington Park Senior Center. Mandela Barnes spoke about supporting union work and protecting elections. He defended himself from claims made by ads from Ron Johnson that he wants to defund police, saying he wants them to have the money and training that they need. Barnes voiced his opposition to the cash bail system, saying Johnson is misrepresenting his views.
He is misrepresenting the issue. He's mischaracterizing an issue that Democrats and Republicans have come together to support all across this country. And again, the commercials they are running are disgusting.
At the Wisconsin 1st District Republican Fall Fest, Senator Johnson spoke about wanting better border security and stopping inflation and drug overdoses. He defended what his ads say about Barnes and denied accusations that he wants to defund Social Security.
What elected official would ever say that? I certainly wouldn't. I don't want to do it. I want to save Social Security. What I'm trying to point out is the greatest threat to any government program is our massive out-of-control deficits.
Back at the Wisconsin Senior Center, Tony Evers says he's hoping supporting a woman's right to choose will be a motivating factor for undecided voters he says will be attracted to his Wisconsin-focused platforms.
Education, infrastructure, fixing the roads, those type of things that supersede Democratic and Republican world.
Michaels spoke in Racine County as well. Abortion was not something he brought up. Instead, he advocated for statewide school choice legislation, criticized critical race theory, and Evers for not working with the legislature and early prison release programs.
He made a pledge that he was going to cut in half the prison population. Unfortunately, he's well on his way to doing it. He has released 900 convicted felons.
Frank Healy, CBS 58 News.
Michaels did not address abortion in that Racine County event, but he did recently change his stance on the issue after previously stating he would not support exceptions to the state's 1849 abortion ban. Michaels a few days ago told Wisconsin Talk radio host that he would sign a bill that includes exceptions for rape and incest. Governor Evers has pushed to overturn the state's abortion ban entirely. And coming up on News 8 Now at 10, Getting Electric, how members of the community are collaborating to get people to take a different kind of ride.
And in the world of weather, temperatures today were in the 60s and 70s, but we're going to take a dip for tomorrow. We'll talk about that in the first alert forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michaels' company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michaels dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michaels, too radical, too divisive.
It's the Bobby Bones Show right here on Kicks 106.3. Reed and Chelsea are up right after me at 10:30.
Okay, Reed, it's time to say thanks.
What did I do now?
Not you.
Grant?
No, Reed, it's time to thank our listeners for making Kicks 106.3 the highest rated country station in La Crosse County.
Kicks 106.3.
Thanks, La Crosse County.
The power to change your future is now. The SUVs are here. Be one of the first to drive a new Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Edge. Custom order your SUV today. Lock in 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus 500 retail order bonus cash on a new 2023 Ford Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Edge.
Violent crime up across Wisconsin. Families nervous about their safety. Yet Mandela Barnes called for releasing half of Wisconsin's jailed inmates. That would mean releasing over 10,000 criminals right into our neighborhoods. 10,000 reasons your family would be in more danger. Barnes also supported defunding the police. 10,000 more criminals with fewer police to protect us. What could go wrong? Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
An active workday, a busy workday, but at a place that recognizes the great work that you do, and a benefits package you won't believe.
No, they really are great.
At Century Foods International, we do things different. We do them better. Feel valued, feel rewarded, and let us appreciate you for all your effort. Apply today and join our team at Century Foods International in Sparta.
CityCam 8 is brought to you by The Board Store. Ever wonder what a bath remodel would do for your soul? Rejoice! The Board Store can help you find that joy with a new tub or shower or a complete bath remodel. Call or visit today. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Our community, your station.
Prostate cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in men, and 250,000 men in the U.S. will be diagnosed with it this year. September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and doctors are urging men to talk with their doctor about regular prostate cancer screening. One expert at Mayo Clinic says screenings are simple processes that you can book with your doctor once a year. He says getting them started early can end up saving your life.
The problem is when you are not screened and then you find a very aggressive prostate cancer that is still localized or it has already metastasized, in which case the chance of controlling the cancer, curing you and saving your life are much lower.
The most common age for men with prostate cancer is around 50, but screenings before that may be encouraged based on potential risk factors and family history. Switching gears, La Crosse's electric car and bike owners want you to think electric for getting around. To kick off the 12th annual National Drive Electric Week, area electric vehicle owners answered questions in an Ask Me About My EV event. La Crosse's MTU also showcased one of its new electric buses, and companies shared how to fuel your EV with solar energy. Organizers say EVs are here to stay, and they want to help prospective owners feel more comfortable about making the switch.
There are quite a few here that were bought used, so we can give you advice about shopping for a used EV. They're quiet, they don't smell, you don't have to get an oil change or have your muffler looked at.
National Drive Electric Week includes more than 200 online and in-person events across the country. And the NFL has announced Rihanna will headline the Super Bowl next February. The Barbados native is one of the best-selling female artists in the world, selling more than 250 million records. She has not recorded an album since 2016, but she has been busy that whole time building a billion-dollar business empire with her makeup and lingerie lines. The Super Bowl will take place at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona on February 12th. Well, this beautiful fall weather is making it really hard for me to think all the way ahead to February, but I am excited. So let's switch over and check in with meteorologist Eric Dean with your forecast.
I want to talk to you about the whole Rihanna thing real quick. I know it's too far to tell, but I'm wondering if she's going to need an umbrella. Ella. Yeah. Double nickels, 55 is the current temperature at the airport right now. It feels like 55. Humidity is sitting at 67%. Winds are out of the west, and I got that song stuck in my head, at 5 miles per hour. In La Crosse right now, we're seeing a temperature of 60, humidity just over half 100 at 53%. Winds are out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. River levels now just below 5 feet. Numbers for today. Had a high of 73 after a morning start of 58, 72 and 50 is where we should be for this time of year. Other temperatures around the area in the 50s. Matter of fact, La Crosse right now looks like we're the warm spot on the map at 60, 53 in Viroqua, 57 in Boscobel, 57 Sparta, 50 in Black River Falls, double nickels in Eau Claire. Red Wings checking in with 59 degrees. Here's how tomorrow's going to shape up. First of all, we're going to be substantially cooler. We'll see temperatures only going into the upper 50s, low 60s. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover as we go into the afternoon hours. You see the wind starting to pick up yet again. The clouds will dissipate as we go into the afternoon and early evening hours. And there's the highs for tomorrow. Pretty much what the low end looks like right now, the current temperatures, is where the high end is going to be for Monday as well as Tuesday. One thing to note about tomorrow, keep an eye on the wind tracker as we take a look at your Monday morning. Just a little bit of a breeze out of the northwest, and then it really starts to ramp up as we go into the afternoon and early evening hours. Some places seeing winds between 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some places seeing gusts as high as 25 to even 35 miles per hour. But it's going to dissipate as we get into your Monday night, early Tuesday. You can see it just dies down. Calm wind at Black River Falls. A nice light wind over towards Viroqua as well as Prairie du Chien. On the radar scan, nothing to talk about right now. We have a clean sweep across the area. Wasn't the case earlier, especially towards Juneau and Adams County, where we had a nice little line of thunderstorms pushing its way through. As a matter of fact, portions of the viewing area just to the east of I-94 seeing some thunderstorm activity as well. Here's the setup. Here's this low pressure system that's pretty much dominating that weather. We're on the back end of it, which is what's keeping that wind coming out of the north and northwest. And that's what's going to keep us cool for tomorrow. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 40s will greet you. Sky Tracker is going to see the cloud cover dissipate as we go into the afternoon, early evening hours. We'll be left with clear skies. And then by tomorrow, or Tuesday morning, I should say, the clouds will start to pick up again, but they're not going to last. Matter of fact, we'll see temperatures staying in the 50s and 60s for that time. So the first alert forecast for the evening and overnight hours, mid to upper 40s will be the rule with mostly clear skies and a nice light breeze out of the northwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tomorrow, only going to 62 degrees. Some places will stay in the 50s with mostly sunny skies, so definitely sweater or light jacket weather, I should say, with winds out of the northwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour the next 8 days. Has temperatures going into the upper 50s for Tuesday, Wednesday, mid 60s for Friday, and then upper 60s for Saturday going into Sunday. And you can see it right here, the nice word Oktoberfest. And boy, oh boy, is it going to feel like fall out there.
Oh, can't wait.
Cannot wait.
Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
And now it's time to announce the chosen Picturing Our Community photo for the week. This week's winner is Heidi Olson of Westby with this shot of a rainbow in a Sophia. Every week we pick a photo to be shared in a gallery on our website at news8000.com and socially on our News 8 Now Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. If you'd like to participate, just head to news8000.com, click on Submit Photos and Videos under the Home tab, then click on Picturing Our Community and enter your photo. A new winner will be chosen every Friday, announced Sunday night, and then showcased online. And after the break, the Brewers continue the hunt for the wild card, and Aaron Rodgers faced off against Tom Brady in a highly anticipated matchup. Cade is in next.
News 8 Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Whether you need routine care or treatment for a complex condition, Mayo Clinic Health System has convenient and safe options for the care you and your family need.
They're destroying America and our livelihoods. Now, DC elites are spending big on Brad Paff. The same Beltway bigwigs who wasted taxpayer money that bailed out elite golf courses and luxury hotels are now bankrolling Brad Paff's campaign because Brad Paff supported their big spending, price-hiking, reckless schemes. And that's why we can't send him to Washington. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I came to train with no welding experience, and in just 4 months, I became a certified welder. They provided the tools and education needed to give me the skills for a trade I'll be able to use for the rest of my life. You're able to get the hours you want. It's a consistent schedule. The benefits are fantastic. You do get weekly pay. You don't have to work weekends, but you can work as many hours as you would like. I would highly recommend applying today.
Andy Pitts here at Chrysler Winona. Every day, people are telling me it's too expensive to buy a new truck. Well, we can help. During Ram Power Days, lease a new Ram 1500 Warlock Quad Cab for $349 down and $349 per month plus tax and license. Or treat yourself to a new Ram 1500 Bighorn or Laramie Crew Cab, up to $5,000 off MSRP or 0% for 72 months. We have lots of ways for you to save, so get to ChryslerWinona.com or visit us in downtown Winona.
Professor Penny, I need to take a 4-cheese quesadilla back to my lab. I got you, girl. It is mathematically impossible to fit 4 cheeses inside. Melty Asadero, Queso Blanco, Monterey Jack, and cheddar.
And don't forget your choice of grilled chicken or hand-cut sirloin steak.
And Chipotle lime sauce. I am running the data
And the answer is delicious.
Better get 2 for research purposes.
Try the new 4-cheese quesadilla, only at Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Oh, I made it worse.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Cade Overton.
Of course, the Green Bay Packers were down in Tampa Bay for their 3rd game of the season. It was a Rodgers versus Brady matchup that doesn't get to happen too often, and as you would expect, it came down to the wire. Rodgers has only beaten Brady once in his career. Brady has won the matchup 3 times. First quarter, Packers threatening. Rodgers hits the rookie Romeo Doubs, who muscles his way into the end zone. And that's good for 6. PAT good. Packers lead 7-3. Second quarter, Rodgers hits Lazard on the slant route. He's in for 6. Rodgers would start the game 12 of 13 with 2 touchdowns. Packers lead 14-3. Buccaneers trying to answer. 3rd and 12, Brady looking, but Rashawn Gary brings him down for a huge sack to force a punt. And this defense was rolling today. Packers in the red zone again. Rodgers hits Aaron Jones, but Jones is crunched and coughs up the ball. The Bucs recover, and man, Jones took a big hit there. Second half, Rodgers looking, firing, but it's intercepted. Logan Ryan picks off Aaron Rodgers, and the Bucs take over. But the Packers defense hung tough until late in the 4th. Bucs down 8 and needing to score with just 20 seconds left. Brady throwing, and Russell Gage is there, holds on for the touchdown, but they still need a 2-point conversion. A delay of game penalty pushed them back. Brady scrambling, and Devondre Campbell gets a hand on it to break it up. Packers hold on to win, and Campbell had a monster day as the defense came up big time and time again. And Rodgers was one of the first guys there to help him celebrate.
Right when he came off the field, before the onside kick. He's a special player. He's coming into his own as a leader, but it always amazed me, even after a game like this, to think back to a couple years ago and that nobody really wanted him. And he was out there as a late signing free agent, and here he is.
He's all over the place. So the Packers offense really starting to find its groove. Just watching the game, you could tell that Rodgers and the wide receivers were more on the same page. And David Bakhtiari looked good today. He was active and even started today, but he was rotating series and was on a limited snap count. Up next for the Packers at home against the Patriots. All right, the Vikings, they're hosting the Lions at US Bank Stadium, and the fans were loud this afternoon early in this one. Lions already with a 7-0 lead after the first quarter. Then Jared Goff hooks up with TJ Hawkinson. That gives Detroit a nice 14-0 lead. But there's a lot of game left. And on the next drive, it's Cousins. He's going to find Adam Thielen wide open for the score. That's Thielen's 50th career touchdown. The Vikings now trail 14-7. Still in the first half, Dalvin Cook, he takes the handoff. He's going to stretch this one all the way to the pylon, but he gets in there for the score. We're all tied up. Second half. Lions in the red zone. DeAndre Swift takes the handoff, bounces outside, and gets in for the score. Now the Lions go up 10, but the Vikings aren't out of it yet. Cook would go down with an injury, but Alexander Mattison is going to fight his way into the end zone anyway. Vikings still down 3, though. One last chance for the Vikings. Cousins scanning and finding KJ Osborne. The Vikings take the lead, and they would hold on to get the comeback win 28-24. Cook finished with 97 rushing yards and had a huge day before going down with an injury, but coach says he's already eager to get back out there.
Dalvin just had a little bit of a shoulder deal that kind of came up on that fumble, but he'll be day to day. We'll run some tests. We should have some time to hopefully get him turned over, and he's already told me after we scored. I asked him how he was doing. He said I'll be out there next week.
Listen to the team's doctors before taking Dalvin's word for it. But rounding out the NFC North, the Bears looking for win number 2 against the Texans, and they got it on the last-second field goal. So the Bears start the season 2-1. All right, over to some baseball. Brewers trying to stay hot against the Reds, staying in the hunt. Second inning, and speaking of staying hot, Hunter Renfroe, 2 home runs in yesterday's win, and here he is again, a solo shot, and the Brewers strike first. Now later in the game, it's tied at 1. Matt Bush pitching for the Brewers, but Spencer Steer is going to take him yard. A solo shot to center gives the Reds the lead, and that's how it would end. The Brewers drop a much-needed game, but the Phillies also lost, so Brewers just still 1.5 games back of that third wild card spot. They still have a long ways to go. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Buy season tickets now for the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra's upcoming concert season, Something to Believe in. A limited number of season tickets remain for our 124th season, so buy your tickets now on the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra's website. Guaranteed seats for each concert starting October 22nd. 6 fabulous evenings of uplifting music featuring the talent of local and national musicians. Buy your tickets now at lacrossesymphony.org.
We're thrilled to be celebrating our first year in Onalaska with the Best of Lacrosse County win. It has been such a cool experience getting to know the riders, the passionate Harley guys and gals that we get to work with every day to help grow the Harley culture. So from all of us here at the Great River Harley-Davidson, thank you for a great year.
Look at that. What you're seeing is Olson Solar Energy working in the sun to make the sun work for you. What you can't see are the lower or no energy bills, selling extra energy back to your electric company, and the increase in property value without an increase in property taxes. The sun works for homes and businesses. The only thing you need is Olson Solar working in the sun to make the sun work for you. Now booking installations for 2023. Call Olson Solar Energy today.
Just a few states over in South Dakota, McCrossin Boys Ranch is a nonprofit looking to help boys ages 9 to 20 who may be troubled. It gives them an outlet, farming. This year was a big harvest, and the ranch expects to donate over 1,500 pounds of food. Take a look.
It's a labor of love.
Pulling a lot of weeds, watering's a big thing. Working on it every day, it's a lot of just keeping up with everything.
Travis is just one of the boys at McCrossin Boys Ranch who has dedicated hundreds of hours this summer keeping the garden in tip-top shape. He spends about 30 to 40 hours each week in the garden.
It's quite a bit of work, but it pays off in the end.
From potatoes to corn and even pumpkins, this garden has a little bit of everything.
A great big patch of onions. We had, 5,000 onions, and they did really well. Then we've got our beans, cucumbers, beets, carrots.
Some of these fresh veggies end up on the dinner table at the ranch, but a lot of the fresh produce is going into the community, including Feeding South Dakota.
My goal is just to produce as much as I can.
Over 15,000 pounds of produce will be donated from the garden.
I think it helps quite a few people. A lot of people.
It's not only allowing the boys to get experience in gardening and growing their own food, but also a way to give back to the community. With Positively Kellaland, I'm Sarah McDonald.
And if you're curious, the potato harvest is over 4,000 pounds this year. We'll be right back.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike, because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
It's the Bobby Bones Show right here on Kicks 106.3. Reed and Chelsea are up right after me at 10:30.
Okay, Reed, it's time to say thanks.
What did I do now?
Not you.
Grant?
No, Reed, it's time to thank our listeners for making Kicks 106.3 the highest rated country station in La Crosse County.
Kicks 106.3.
Thanks, La Crosse County.
Transportation, food supply, everything is going carbon-free. At Excel Energy, we see it too. Eco-friendly car washes, carbon-free search engines, and all that clean energy needs clean energy. The same reliable, more affordable energy that powers your home. This is how the future is made.
You've got a problem. Your furnace is not working. There's a simple fix for that. Well, simple for us. We are G&T Heating and Air Conditioning, and we are experts in fixing your furnace. We have been serving the Cooley region for over 25 years and have the best service techs in the area. They are friendly too. We service all makes and models. If you want fast, reliable service, just give us a call. We are happy to help.
Call G&T.
The best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Classic Antique and Collector Car Auction, Winona, Minnesota, October 7th and 8th. Everyone welcome as a buyer, seller, or spectator. Midwest's largest collector car auction. Consign now and turn your classic into cash. Find out more at RemlingerAuctions.com or call 507-450-3173 today. RemlingerAuctions.com.
All right, let's break it down, shall we? Temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s for tomorrow, upper 50s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Oktoberfest temperatures in the 60s with sunny skies.
That is just lovely.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. We hope to see you back here again tomorrow night.